to silence my computer, so I need to do that before you start hearing the feedback. Okay, that should be off, so that should be good. And so as you come on, go ahead and let me know that you are watching. I forgot to post it over on my Facebook channel, so I'm gonna just go ahead and grab that right now so other people can join in case they can't find the YouTube link. By the way, if you're having trouble, if you ever have trouble finding the YouTube link, it's very possible that a channel like mine that you may have subscribed to has suddenly dropped you, so you need to resubscribe. So go ahead and do that, and then YouTube will tell you that I'm coming on. All right, so there's a couple people on now, one of which I think is me. Sorry, I'm trying to work around my phone to see. Something's not working right with my Facebook, I don't think. Let's see. All right, there's my paste. Okay. And now I post it. All right, now people can find me. Oh, some of you have found me anyways. So that's fantastic news. Go ahead and say hi if you haven't already. Sorry, I'm getting ready for a one-day retreat, 9 to 9 tomorrow, and I have been out straight this week. So Sheila's on. Oh, Sheila says hello, Crash. Can you say hi to Sheila? Yeah. Anyway. Hi, Ruth. Nice to have you. Glad that you have power and you survived Hurricane Milton. I know it's probably much more problematic for some other people down there, but I'm glad to hear that you weren't inconvenienced too much. I got all your cleanup done. I have not heard still from my teammate that's in Homosassa, so I assume that she's doing okay because she's a little bit north of you, and I think the hurricane tracked south. Last night, we were treated here in New England to the aurora borealis, or northern lights, and I could see, my son texted me, he was working, and apparently he stopped at a gas station probably for a bite to eat, and some lady was talking about it there, so he texted me and said, hey, the northern lights are going on. So I went outside and I could see a pink glow in the sky, which was more than I could see last time we had them. But so I knew, take a picture, and the picture came back like bright fuchsia. It's not the one that I posted for this video, but it was beautiful. I was really surprised at how bright it was. We have a little noise pollution because I do live it. I'm not in the center of town, but there are houses around me, and so there is some light pollution. I think I said noise pollution, but you know what I mean. So we went riding around and we went down to the beach, but everybody was at the beach and people weren't smart and they kept their lights on the car, even though they're parked. And so that was a little troublesome. We're good, and yard is cleaned up, waiting for gas to get to stations. Oh yeah, I would imagine that better not go anywhere, right? Unless you know you can get some gas to get back. So anyways, we drove around, and then not too far from my house, I got the picture that I posted. And what I thought was amazing about it was you can see stars in it. And so it was really, really pretty. The stars came through really nicely. But I'm going to go ahead and turn you down, and we're going to get started. So there we go. And let me just adjust this a little bit. Well, a lot actually, but all right, that looks pretty good, I think. As I said, I have been working at getting ready for a retreat that is tomorrow, and I'm just about ready. I have one more treat to make, but all the projects are designed, and so happy to have that done. I was a little worried that I wasn't going to get it all done in time, but I did. I'm going to be working on a note card size today, and so the note card size is 3.5 by 5, and you get 20 in a package. Comes like this, and comes with envelopes. They're pre-scored, so we can just fold them pretty easily. And so this is 3.5 by 5. So I'm going to cut something down that's a little bit less. I'm going to cut it to 3 by 4.5. And honestly, I probably should start with something a little bit larger. That way I can trim it. I can trim it if I want to. I'm going to bring in something to protect my surface. I could get out my Glass Mat Studio, but there's stuff in front of it. Again, prepping for a retreat. It's a disaster around here. Although it's really good. I've moved a lot of boxes already out of my room, so that's good. Now, I wanted to create a scene, and then I realized I don't have any stamps with trees in it. I wanted trees. So I went through my old paper pumpkin kits, and so October 2021, there was this that had some trees in it. So I thought, okay, that will work. So I already have that mounted. I'm going to take my Memento black ink, because if you saw that picture that I posted, you could see that the trees were silhouetted, and which is what made it really, really beautiful. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a hill. Put the trees. Also, I'm going to put a couple of different layers, so it's a nice big forest going on here. Maybe it's a snowy day, so the ground is still white over down here in the bottom. I didn't ink up some of this enough, so there we go. Oh, and I got that. That's all right. That's all right. There's something else in the sky. That is fine. So last night, somebody said that they saw a big fireball too in the sky, and that must have been kind of cool too. All right, so that is stamped. Now, the colors I saw last night were bright fuchsia, and I mean bright, kind of like maybe even a little brighter than the berry burst, but it was deep. Some people saw a deep red. I did not. I saw more fuchsia. And a little bit later on, I saw more purpley and blue, which was also really pretty. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this in and we're going to build it up. Now, this is a little bit different than the last time I did this. I'm going to try to find that link and post it, but I don't know. I mean, I'll try to find it. So I've already got some berry burst on here. Honestly, I started earlier with the fresh freesia, but I think you can just go with the berry burst. If I wanted to bring in some purples, I could bring in some purples too. In fact, yeah, we're going to start with a light color. And I'm just going to use the end of this mini brush. And sometimes you can see swirls for the aurora borealis. More often than not, we see kind of what's called a curtain, and I should be sweeping it down this way. And so when you have a curtain, it just kind of you see these are like the folds in the curtain. And I'm going to pick up a little bit more and get a little bit more intensity of color here. And I'm not going to worry too much about this darker up here. I am going to add a little bit more darkness out on the edges. I know it doesn't look like much yet, but it'll get better, I think. I did practice one and it was okay. Considering I really didn't know what I was going to be doing tonight because I was trying to get ready for my other event. I'm going to go ahead and use my gorgeous grape now just to bring in another tone. And I just kind of brushed off my brush a little bit. I'm just going to pick it up on the side here. And I'm just kind of lightly sweeping down. Well, lightly sweeping down. There we go. Here's some purple. Keeping the center a little bit lighter. And the edges are going to get darker as we go out. And in fact, I can do more brushing out here and more blending and even at the top, because this is going to be a little bit darker as we go along. So I know some people, they go their whole lives, they don't really see this unless they travel somewhere. I know, Ruth, you used to be from New England, so have you ever seen them in person? Or maybe you did when you traveled somewhere, I don't know. Let's see, I need to see what's going on. Something's on my computer, there we go. All right, so I've got that going on. I've got a couple different colors in there. You know what, I probably should have brought in a little bit of yellow. Let's see if I can, oh, I've got a clean, look, it's a clean brush. And I probably should have started with yellow first, because as the ink builds up, you're gonna find, as the ink builds up, you're gonna find that you're moving color around a little bit more when you're adding this, and not just adding it to the paper. There we go, there's some yellow in there. You know what else would be nice? A little bit of green. I'm not gonna add too many colors, but I do have, maybe I'll add a little bit of lemon lime twist. Can add that on top of the green. It's got a little yellow in it anyways. And I'm just getting some on the edge here, just so I can kind of, now if you have a makeup wedge sponge, this would work great here. Now the colors are just starting to blend, I think, a little bit. I think that's getting a little bit saturated, so I might have to use a darker green, maybe Granny Apple. I'm just experimenting. I didn't use these colors at all when I experimented before, so we're gonna see what we get. Just want to get a little bit of other color in here. All right, it's very, very subtle. I can see it, hope you can too. I'm gonna come back in and put another layer of pink in. Berry Burst in this case. And my Berry Burst is very, very juicy. All right, so we're gonna keep blending in here, making the edges darker, because as you go further out, I mean, the northern lights really light up one little areas usually. It doesn't extend across the whole sky. All right, now that I've got that in, I'm gonna bring in some blue. Oh, you never have, Ruth. Well, we couldn't really see it with the naked eye here, which is a little disappointing, but I mean, some people could, but it's certainly not as vivid as what you see in Iceland and stuff like that. I'm going to bring in a little bit of Misty Moonlight, and we're going to just add some of this blue in here. And I'm still kind of going with these streaks that go down and putting the heaviest color in the corners, just to be a little bit more believable. So this is not a quick technique, because it's all about building layers. Ooh, it's kind of pretty, actually. I'm starting to like it better than the other one that I did. So the trick here really is to be patient. You just really have to be patient. And I'm barely coming on in here, just mostly getting the top. It was interesting because a lot of my friends started posting last night too, and a lot of us had, you know, similar looks, but some of us had very different looks. It was kind of cool seeing all the variations depending on where they lived, you know, and how much light there was around. So I've also got a little bit of pink showing on here because those lights will reflect off snow. So I'm not worried about that at all. I'm going to bring in my Night of Navy, which is going to be even darker still. And just coming in here, really developing that night sky. Now you'll want to, at some point, you need to let this dry a little bit because there really is a lot of, you can feel it. Now you can see kind of, it looks a little bit more like night sky closing in here. So I don't think I finished saying, but if you have a makeup wedge, that works great because it's got a nice sharp edge. You could use a household sponge. We used to have sponges that you could cut up in quarters and stuff to use. That worked nicely too. So that's really, really light in there. I might come in and bring in some more pink, some more berry burst. Yeah. And if you get a spot that's just a little bit too dark or darker than you want, all you have to do is make the rest around it darker. And it won't seem so dark. I don't want to pull in too much fuchsia at first. All right. A little more blue. Now, the part that I loved most last night was actually seeing the stars. So we're going to go ahead and pull in some stars here. And the best way to do that, I think, is going to be to bring in my white craft ink refill. So when you get a white pad, it comes blank. This one I actually haven't opened. I got a new one because, well, my other one's packed away, but the other one was so old, had branding from several times ago. So you ink it up yourself first. But I'm just going to take the refill, put a little bit right there on my clear block. I'm taking the stylus that comes with my Simply Scored tool. I'm just going to tap it in there. And add some stars. Quick and easy stars. Maybe there's a lot of stars over here. Last night it was just a couple of dots, like randomly in the sky. There we go. And so there is our winter little skyscape. Now, where is my card? So now the white is still a little bit wet. It's craft ink, so it stays wet. I can bring this in and just mount it just the way it is. And then I've got just a really cute little note card. I can put a little saying on it that says just a note or something like that. I'm not going to use something from this set because that's all Christmas and we're not quite there yet. Let me see if I can just carefully turn that over and apply some glue. Oh, good. I didn't ruin anything. But you can see why you need to protect your surface, right? I got a lot of ink on this piece of scrap paper. All right, now a lot of my sentiment stamps are packed away so that people can use them tomorrow at my event. So we're just going to call this good and just be just a little note card. But that's it. Northern Lights. What do you think? I probably would like a few more vertical streaks in there, but hard to do it with blending brushes. Let's see what I got here. I bet I can fix it. Let's see. Oh, I've got a paper towel here. Let's see, maybe that'll work. Maybe if I, all right, I fold it up a couple times. Let me go into my pink pad here. There's a little bit more streakiness. And that's really what the northern lights look like. They're very streaky. And now I think it's time for me to go out and look and see if they exist outside right now. If not, maybe later. It's not supposed to be as good tonight as it was last night, but here's hoping. Thanks for joining me, Sheila. I will see you tomorrow, and I hope everybody has a great weekend. Hopefully you get gas soon, Ruth. And I'm glad that it's not the dead of winter or the heat of summer, so that you can probably be fairly comfortable while you're waiting. All right, we will talk to you all later, and I'll see some of you tomorrow. Bye-bye.